Well, James is having burger and fries, but it's actually 4 meatballs that are, they're vegan, on bun, because I didn't have hamburgers that were ready. So, I'm having a vegan hot dog with fries, and we're going to be talking about, well, James is.
I'm going to be having
Metallica.
a vegan donut, it looks like.
No, it's, see, that is because I... Huh? No. You can go ahead and talk. I got that donut from the Furniture Depot today. My friend Barney got donuts for everyone. He picked up donuts for everyone.
Wow, that's very nice. It's got a Christmas motif.
Yeah, well,
look at this, the colors there.
Yeah, because
green and white.
Okay, that movie's not worth watching anyway, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Mystery Team.
Then maybe wipe
Boring.
it off on
Yeah, I will. There.
So Mystery Team, yeah,
that was bad.
Mystery. Why anyone would make it, much less watch it. But oh well. Anyway, yeah, I didn't quite finish up on this. The Late New Kingdom in Egypt by Morris Bierbryer, disciple, follower of Kenneth Kitchen, who's supposed to be the world's leading expert. He's the world's most misleading expert on the Third Intermediate Period in Egypt, a period that basically didn't exist, although you could say it should be called the Assyrian divide and conquer between 720 and 656 BC. Exact dates. And there's a fly.
The bell peppers from my juice came from Spain.
Well, yeah.
But
it just seems kind of weird that we get it from that far.
But when I looked at it, I thought, I shouldn't even pick these up, because why would they travel so far? And but when I cut them open, they had fully ripe seeds. And so
the European Union, I think, has
bell peppers from Spain rather
rules
than
about these sorts of things. Of course, there's some putative left-wingers who want to see the European Union go down. You know, like no way they want to see it spread into the Ukraine and things like that, because somewhere or another, I think they think that's some sort of colonialism. Hey, you know, when Poland got free of the out of the Axis, the Russian Axis, Warsaw Pact Axis, theoretically it's the same time as the Ukraine. In that period of time, since 1989, what is that, 30 years, almost exactly, the Polish economy has gone up 3 times, the Ukraine has stagnated. So, belief systems and, practices based on belief systems have actual, I know this comes as a revelation to a lot of you putative, all of you putative left-wingers out there. They have actual they're actually realized in real life. They have implications on real life, belief systems aren't just some sort of yellow, feel good, hey, like I feel this way, I believe in this, and I don't really exist in reality and stuff like that. No, your beliefs actually have an impact on reality.
All right.
Well, what can I say?
The Metallica video, I just listened to it. I didn't watch it.
But you listened to it, and was it a revelation?
It was awful. And we did, he didn't watch it, and I didn't watch any of it, but he didn't watch the bonus DVD. There's 2 DVDs in it.
Oh, yeah, bogus DVD.
No way.
I'm going to watch. Are you going to send it back before I get a chance to watch it?
Do you really want to watch it?
It'll have some actual music, right? Is that what it is?
Oh my gosh. Does it have actual music? That's the question.
Well, it is music. It's just not very good music.
Okay.
That's all I can say. The little jingles I make up singing to the dogs are almost as bad, maybe worse. My lyrics are better than Bozo's. I'm making them off he's making them off the top of his head, Anyway, so that's basically James Hetfield, but I think they call him James or Jim or something like that. Anyway, I got hold of this book used. No way I'd buy it. New. And it looks like an axle grease. I don't know what that is. Anyway, it seems like 2 years ago. And, I got through that Phil Spector biography in a couple of days. I'm working through a biography of Elvis Presley, but I'm farther in it than I am in this. And that Presley thing has been a couple of weeks or whatever. But this is 300 pages. I'm not even a third of the way through. You know, like I'll read a couple of pages and then it's not even depressed. It's just I fall asleep. So Metallica, This Monster Lives. This is the book that accompanies this DVD that Pauline got hold
but
of
the
other
DVD
day.
is just from the library.
No, understand. You know, there's no way Pauline bought it. You
No.
know, we don't buy any of this stuff. You know, sometimes we'll buy stuff like this secondhand, but no way we buy it new. Yeah. Anyway, Metallica, Some Kind of Monster, and then This Monster Lives. And so it's about the worst music documentary I've ever seen. It's not about the music really. It's about trying to keep the group together because their longtime bass player, quits around 2001. They get a psychiatrist in to help keep the rest of the group together, and it actually worked. But basically what you're seeing are psychiatric sessions. And the guy's a good psychiatrist because he's dealing with a couple of bozos. The drummer, Lars Ulrich, I mean, you know, he looked like a kid when he was young. You know, he's got that Danish kind of, the Scandinavian men don't have enough nose really for people to take seriously, right? They tend to look very pre-adolescent almost. But now he's pudged out, you know, like not badly, but he looks like a quirky little kid who's eating too many, you know, like burgers and stuff like that. And, you know, James Hetfield kind of looked dangerously fit, you know, like back in the day. They were showing some footage. Now he's kind of a little bit pudged out. And now, you know, both of these dudes are losing their hair a little bit. And so Lars Ulrich looks like a pudged out teenager, you know, with a few worry lines. And then Hetfield, you know, like it's great. I do like the glasses he picked up after a year's worth of rehabilitation. Now he looks like a high school math teacher. Did you see the look that he was rocking when he got hold of these 50s type of glasses? It was amazing. You know, and he'd kind of greased his hair back, and I'm going, I kind of like that look. I kind of liked him after he, yeah, here we go. You know, he used to be the guy who had the long hair. You know how they do the headbang and sort of thing, with the hair flying around.
I don't know.
And stuff like that.
I don't know anything really about
Anyway, so to all you Metallica fans out there, I feel sorry for you. What can I say? I mean, Pauline was saying like, about the music. It's all chant, right?
I said it's dumb, angry chant.
Yeah, dumb, angry chant. And so there's no real melody to the stuff.
I said even the guitars and the drums are doing dumb, angry chant.
Yeah, well, the drums are actually pretty good, but the guitar it's just like there are no real riffs that go up. They're playing power chords, which are, you know, power chords are basically played on the top two strings. That's all they are. You know, you just play on the top two strings. And if you're playing something on the bottom strings to accompany it, it might sound interesting, right? That's kind of like what maybe Led Zeppelin would have done, but I don't know. And oftentimes it might be the bass duplicating the riff. I mean, this goes back to Cream at least. And when I was a kid, I was going, you know, Eric Clapton's a great lead guitar player and stuff like that, but I didn't like that bass doubling the rhythm guitar part of it. That just sounded, I'm a teenager and I'm going, that doesn't sound complicated enough. It just didn't sound complicated. I'd be going, yeah, you know, Cream, Led Zeppelin, how is that actually keep up with the Beatles, even the Rolling Stones? It doesn't. So, yeah, I never really was that impressed with that sound. Here these guys have just made a living out of it. What a huge living, you know, like millions of dollars and stuff like that. Anyway, you know, Hetfield's one that makes me laugh. You know, on his guitar, he's got this rhythm guitar there. He's got an iron cross. They show one of the first clips they showed of him was he was out cruising around. I presume it was the Bay Area, some of their freeways and throughways and tollways and whatever. And he's got this hot rod, right? It's got flames, and he's wearing he's wearing a Nazi helmet, a German army helmet from World War II vintage. And what else? Oh yeah, like he's walking around one time. He's got something company bikes, and then he's got a big chopper that he drives around. I go, yeah. And then they got to play.
Where'd the video go?
Yeah, I got it over here.
Oh.
I didn't want to leave it there to get blown down, but so they play San Quentin. So that's in the Bay Area, just north of the Golden Gate Bridge, basically, and near maybe San Rafael. And I didn't know where it was until I got older. But I think Johnny Cash back in the day in the 60s played at San Quentin, right? Mm-hmm. And then he played at Folsom Prison, which I think is up more towards Sacramento. And they're doing the Johnny Cash thing, but compare their lyrics. I mean, Johnny Cash is not the greatest lyricist in the world, but
at the end of his career, he really pulled off some awesome stuff.
It's pretty darn good, especially considering he's coming from the country and western sort of thing. So, yeah, these guys ain't no Johnny Cash, And Johnny Cash is a plunk, they go plunk bass sort of thing. Way better than these bozos. Johnny Cash is boring to me, but especially some of the earlier stuff. But lyrics are better, and frankly, the music's more interesting. The whole thing is, if you're going to sound as boring as Leonard Cohen, you'd better have some lyrics. That's all I can say. Like what do you guys see in this kind of hearing this kind of stuff? I think it's you're seeing this kind of stuff. It's amazing the crowd responds. You see a whole sea of people, with their hands going in time to the music, and I go, well, that's not that hard. It's just plunk.
I wouldn't have brought you a donut.
But you're figuring what?
Well,
I needed some.
I was eating a double chocolate donut there because he wanted to give me a donut. And so then he said, "Oh, you picked the worst one," and I was like, "No, what are you talking about? Double chocolate." But Robin's Donuts, I told him, used to make a way better double chocolate donut here in town.
Is that true?
Oh, way better. It tasted like chocolate.
That was the one down on 5th and the 4th, right? Or 6th or something like that. Robin's Donut.
Tim Hortons double chocolate donut, it's like brown. That's all it is. It's not double chocolate, it's brown. Brown icing on brown, and it just doesn't even taste like chocolate. It's really a disappointment. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be so good, and then no, it's just brown. But he offered me another donut. He said, 2 is even better, you should have 2. Okay. And so I said, well, if you insist, I will have one for the road, and I brought it here for you.
That was nice. That was very nice.
So
anyway, I hope he hadn't sampled it. That's what I'm worried about. Well, he was saying that wasn't the best one. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, no, he'd just know.
Okay. So like maybe he goes to the... Yeah, you're right.
People who go, they
just
try
people go there
every time.
Yeah, that's right. I like getting crullers, even though I don't like them, because
I know,
that's
those
Dutch
are the
for
ones
curlers.
I used to like.
Oh, you used to like them?
Yeah.
I just like them because I recognize it as Dutch for curlers. So, yeah. So that must be what their curlers eat.
Now. I haven't had them in so long.
Anyway, so the Robin's, at Robin's Donuts, I only used to have the sweet nothings. Because there's a good kid there. I'm not going to say who it was, because in case he's still working for Robin's Donuts.
He wouldn't be, because they closed down.
They're all closed everywhere?
No, there was
he could be somewhere
one in
else.
Winnipeg, I know, when I worked there. But
yeah, they're closed down here, but he could be anywhere. He might end up working his way up through the hierarchy and become chief executive officer or something like that, or owner, or whatever. But he used to give me the free sweet nothings, because it was the end of the day, they were left over, half day old, or whatever. And he used to give me free Robin's Donuts coffee. And it was the end of the day. My spoon could practically stand up on it, and that's not because I don't think I put sugar in it. I put a lot of cream in it, just to try and
get it down.
Yeah, because it would. I was working on this kind of stuff. These genealogies in here, out of this book actually, and the other book, the Kenny Kitchen one. just full of genealogies and trying to make sense of how nonsensical it made this sort of stuff. But the coffee would keep me up. I double shifted. I'd work janitorial, 8 hours, and then I'd work, well, it was a little less than 8 hours, about 7 hours there, 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And that coffee kept me awake, if you want, alert.
All right. So
Okay.
you done talking?
Well, for the time being, but you know me, I'll be talking again.
Yeah, for good. That's it for you.
Yeah.